Guys, so originally I just recorded this video too. Y'all lucky I love you, and I'm gonna record this over. This is my second time recording this video. I sat and spoke to myself for like an hour and nothing happened, but it's okay because it was like mad bumps in that story. Anyway, I'm gonna try to make it short. So I was supposed to do my nails and tell this story, but I took out the nail stuff and I really wasn't feeling it, and I'm definitely not feeling it now. So I'm gonna just tell the story about the time I dated an ex-con / the worst date of my life.
Oh my god! Wow!
Let's get into the video. Okay, so basically this story happened when I was 18. This was like 2 years ago. I was on my way to like a job interview, I think, and I was just standing listening to music, whatever. But I had my iPhone from Trinidad because my dad had bought me an iPhone for like my 17th birthday, I think, and I was 18 at the time. So I had my iPhone, but it had like a Trinidad SIM card in it still. And when I went to get the American SIM card, when I came, it was like they had like a deal going on that day or something, and it was like, oh, you get a free phone. Like the SIM card is $60, but the phone itself is like $50, and you get a free SIM card in it. And if I was to buy the hold on. It's like if I was to buy the SIM card, it would be $60. But if I bought the phone, if I got the phone, it was like $40, and it was like a better plan or whatever. So my mom was like, take that one, and then afterwards you could just get a SIM card and add your phone onto the plan. But I can't remember what happened when she tried to do that again. They bamboozled her into getting a second phone because it was like, oh, it's a free phone, da, 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 da. So she had one, I had one, but it was like Samsung's. So I was listening to, my iPhone didn't have data, but that's like what I used because it had like my Snapchat, my WhatsApp, my everything was on that phone, the Trinidad phone. And then I just had like little stupid stuff on the Instagram, like SoundCloud and stuff, to listen to like Trinidad music, like CD makings and stuff, so I could keep like up to date, you know. It'll be like I never left. So I thought. So I was listening to I was waiting for the bus to take a I had a job interview, I think, and I was waiting for the bus, but I didn't know that this bus is never on time. So you have to leave your house like an extra 2 hours early, because it's going to take you an hour to get there, and then you have to wait like an hour for this bus. So I'm standing waiting on, but it's cool or whatever because I'm on time basically. So I was waiting on the bus, and this guy, like I seen somebody coming, but like they was walking somewhere, right? Oh, like they was coming like this way towards me, but it's like, where were you going? Because after he finished talking to me, he turned around and went back in that direction. So I'm like, okay then. So I'm like, he was like, oh, you look cute or whatever, and I really was not. I don't think I was looking that cute, honestly, because if my memory serves, I just don't think I was looking that cute.
Okay.
So he was like, can I have your number? So I told him I just came from, he's like, oh, where you from, da 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 da, because at the time I was not changing my accent for nobody. I was like, I'm an American, yes, but I lived in Trinidad for like mad long. This is how I speak to my mother, this is how I'm speaking to everybody. I was like, I was determined to speak like this forever. Well, not like this, like, but my Trinidad accent, which is, this is still not it, but whatever. But y'all hear it because I just did a video with my Trinidad accent. So, and don't laugh at me neither, but oh, look, she playing Yankee. I want you all to understand what I'm saying. I want everybody to understand what I'm saying. It's not a Trinidad targeted video, whatever. So he's like, oh, where you from? I'm like, I just came from Trinidad, da 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 da. I don't have a phone, whatever, but you can message me on Snap, because I'm like, if I don't like you, I can just delete you afterwards. And I really didn't have a phone number for my iPhone or whatever. So I add him on Snap, but like I said, I didn't have data on my Snap, so I couldn't see like right away like what he was posting and stuff. I didn't get the notification right away either. But when I got to the job interview, I think it must have had Wi-Fi. So or like on the, I think it was at the job interview. So I saw I watched his story or whatever. It's like I get on his story It's like, why is it that the day that I follow you? Because like after that, I never seen him post anything about that ever again. But it's like, why is it the day that I follow you is the day you decide to post throwbacks from the time you was in jail? Huh, sir? And at first I'm like, this is looking like really picturesque, because it had like a nice little background and stuff, like with some trees and stuff, like, you know, like you go to like the photo place and get the pictures developed with a nice background. It was like it was a nice background, but the clothes was jail clothes, and the caption on the picture was like the year that he was in jail, or the year he took the picture, so and so penitentiary. So I'm like, what? At first I'm like, nah, this can't be real life.
I literally am gonna die. I need an ambulance. I can't believe
Life. So I messaged him, of course, like, I'm not judging or nothing. So I'm like, what you get arrested for? It was just something like, he didn't kill nobody, he didn't rob nobody, whatever. He had a government job now, he turned over a new leaf, whatever, cool. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
Some of y'all about to be real mad at me, but it must be said.
I continued talking to him. And we must have been talking for a while, because I don't think I was because if I was going to a job interview, most likely I wasn't in school at the time. So, and then we was talking until like basically that semester finished. So that's like what, 3-4 months? I don't know. So we was talking, whatever. Oh, when I met him, he was like, oh, his car got totaled, whatever. He sent me the pictures and everything. I'm like, okay, you got a car, you don't gotta lie. You don't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. So I'm like, whatever, cool. I really didn't think nothing of it, because if you don't got a car, you don't got a car. I really didn't care, because I'm not seeing you, and it's not like I have to travel to see you or anything like that. It's cool, whatever, I don't care. At the time, I really was not like shallow and stuff. Now I'm joking. Yeah, so spring break came or whatever, and my life was very boring at the time. I just like I turned 18, and I thought like life was about to hit, like this was gonna be it, you know. 18 was the dullest time of my life, because I did not know anybody for like the whole year of me being 18. I did not really have any friends, anything like that. Like I made a couple friends in school, but it's not friends that I would see outside of school, really, right? So spring break came, and I was inside the whole time. I was like, I hated spring break, because I'm like, this is not fun. It's just mad boring. I hate it here. And he messaged me one day, and he was like, oh, you want to go to the movies? I was like, yes, but like he would take like mad long. When I say mad long, I don't mean an hour or two. It's like one reply a day. So at this point, when he messaged me that, I was like, I just shot up and I got dressed immediately. I took snaps and everything. I did my makeup, I did my hair, I got dressed. I'm like, I'm ready to go. It's short notice, but I'm ready. And he's like, oh, I mean today though. I mean like next week, Saturday. I'm like, what? I ain't say it because I didn't want to look stupid or nothing. I don't think I told him that I was dressed. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I made a couple snaps about it, but I ain't say nothing. So, and that's another thing too. He will always be like on Snap and not responding to me. Like, what's up with that, man? What's up with that? So the next week, Saturday came. And I think like he FaceTimed me before. Everything, we was reaching like new, like the friendship or whatever it was getting like cooler, because like before, like we would just text once in a while, like whatever. Then like he FaceTimed me and stuff, and his replies and stuff was getting like a little faster. I'm just like, we're getting somewhere, you know. This could be cool. And like he asked me to go somewhere, like this could be cool. Like but before, I had asked him like, what should I wear? He's like, oh, like you look cool without makeup and like the wigs and stuff. Like just go natural. Ladies, when these men tell you go natural, they do not mean it. Don't do it. Don't just unleash the beast on them like right away. You can't just like dash it on them without warning. You have to little bit, because I don't think he was feeling natural look at all, like at all. You know, I remember how I did my hair, and my hair must have started growing or something. I thought I was cute, and I was doing like these bubble braids, but my hair wasn't even that long though. So I can't remember. I think I had like my hair, I looked young. I looked like 12. So, and then I had on like this cheap winter jacket. Like, it's furry in the middle, but it's like just like this thin on the arms. It had like some cheap fur on the hood. And I had on like these Puma sneakers that was like the same color. Like, I didn't know nothing about sneakers either, but like winter, I didn't have any winter clothes. This was my first winter, so I really didn't know anything about life. I was just buying whatever could keep me warm, right? So I had on these Puma sneakers, and these were my good sneakers. So I put them on. I put on that. I must have put on like some jeans. I really don't know what I was wearing, but I know it didn't look good. It could not have, knowing me. So he came to get me or whatever. He was late, of course, because I was just standing by the door looking like I was waiting for Santa on Christmas Eve for Malone. And then like when he did come, he was like, come outside. It's like I had to walk down the block to meet him because he passed my house. And like I know everybody in the house was looking at me kind of funny because it's like it's looking like I'm trying to sneak around.
Tip on your toe and meet me run out of back.
So I'm like, whatever. So I got in the car. It was just mad A-Boogie, bro. It's like, I don't got a problem with A-Boogie now. I know better. But like at the time, I was just like I said, I was trying to stay in the loop. So the only thing I was listening to was like CD makings from like parties in Trinidad. So I'm like, what is this? This is foreign to me. And it's not like the cool civil A-Boogie. This man was in his bag because everything was like F, B words, and da, 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 da. I'm sure you know what song I'm talking about. I'm gonna insert a clip. And I'm like, this is not something you play on a first date. Like, woman this, woman that, da, 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 they're terrible, da, 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 da. Like in summary, this is what I got from it. So I'm like, what is wrong with this man? Then like he clearly obviously could not understand a word I was saying, like with this Trinidad accent, because everything I said he was just I think he said to me at a point, I don't understand how you talk. So I just shut up. I did not say nothing else after that. Then he was speeding and he passed, because we was driving somewhere like far. It was like far out where we was going to the movie theaters, because it was like a nice movie theater. Apparently it had like the beds and stuff. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I didn't know he paid for the tickets already. At that point in time, I'm still skeptical of people buying stuff for me, because I'm like, I don't want anybody to ever feel like, oh, I paid for her movie ticket, or I spent money on her, and da-da-da, so she owe me this and that, da-da-da. I don't want anybody to ever feel like I owe them anything. If I don't have money, I'm not going, because I don't want anybody to feel like they have leverage, which is bad apparently. I'm working on it. So he passed the movie theater because this man was speeding. We was listening to mad A-Boogie. We was not talking. And then another thing too, right? His phone kept ringing, right? But he was not answering it. He did not answer no phone calls that whole night. And then his phone is connected to the car, right? So I'm seeing like the text messages, like not the whole text message, but you see like the little text message bubble, the little phone bubble. Tell me why this man had over 100 and something missed calls, over like 200 and something text messages.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I'm like, what? So I asked him, like, I tried to make a little joke about it. I was like, no wonder you don't open my messages. Like, no wonder you don't answer my messages on them. He's like, what? Like, mad aggressive. Like, what? Like, I was the scum of the earth. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what? So I'm like, oh, because like look how much missed calls and stuff you have. He was like, oh, and like this man did not like me at all. It was obvious at that. I should have known. I should have like, let me out, sir. I'm gonna take an Uber home. You clearly don't like me, whatever. But he got lost, so it took us. We was late to the movie theater. I did not know he paid for the tickets already though. So we got there and he put in the tickets, whatever. So I'm like, okay, you pay for the movie ticket. I'm gonna buy like the snacks and whatever. He's like, I don't want no snacks. Just straight to the point. Like he was treating this like it was something on a to-do list. Like I don't want to be here. Like I'm just doing this because I don't know what happened. So we got in there, we sat. Like it was like the bed things. Like I thought, like in my eyes, I'm like, I used to watch mad movies and stuff. So So I thought like we was gonna go to the movie theater and son was gonna go like this, oh, and try to like rap his stupid. He did not. And his phone kept ringing and his phone was like face down the whole time. But he kept doing like this. And
stop it. Get some help.
Like I'm like, son, nobody's even checking your phone. I'm not your girlfriend. What is wrong with you? But I'm like, whatever. I just let it slide, and I went back to watching that horrible movie. I like thinking back on it. I probably would not like me either, because it's like you don't like my music. You did not like the movie. I can't understand you talking mad gibberish. I don't like you. I would not like me either. Probably. I love me though. I take myself to the movies. And you know I'm good for it because I do everything by myself. It's fine. It's not a problem. As a matter of fact, I got Netflix, I got Hulu. I can stay in the house and watch my movies. It's fine. You never needed to take me nowhere, whatever.
Nothing left to say, like, period.
So whatever. So we watched the movie. We left. The movie wasn't bad, but it really wasn't good because it wasn't like a real life movie. It was like they were switching from like animated to real to anime. It was like Ready Player One. That movie was not the best movie. It was nothing that we could really talk about afterwards. It was just, it's nothing about real life. No nothing. It was just, I'm like, what is this? Like, at least take me to go see like some, like, I know boys, they don't really like romance and stuff. Take me to see a comedy. Take me to see like some action, some killing or something. I don't know what category that fell under, for real. I'm not gonna sit here and be ungrateful though. I watched it silently and whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. But like in my mind, I was like, this movie was stupid. This was some stupidness. So we leave. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all too. So like I said, I was living in a fantasy world, right? So I'm thinking this man is gonna come out, walk around the car and open my door for me. What? But I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I know like it's not like the olden days. I'm gonna let that slide. Tell me why we was walking to the movie theater, this man let the door slam in my face, bro. He did not even hold the door open for me. He let it slam in my face. Like, that's just disrespect. That's not like being like, oh, like chivalrous. Is chivalrous a word? I don't know. But I wasn't expecting chivalry, but I was at least expecting manners. A little bit. Like, oh, like even like strangers, you hold the door open for them. He just let the door slam in my face and walked on about his business. Like I said, he was acting like he was in a rush. This was something on his to-do list. Like, I gotta go see my next date by 9, so we gotta hurry this up. I don't know what time it was actually. It might have been 9 when we went to see the movie. I can't remember. It's not important. This was 2 years ago. So anyway, we get out the movie theater, we get back in the car, and if I thought he was speeding before, he was definitely speeding now. We barely spoke. I could count on one hand how much words we exchanged the whole night. He barely spoke to me. He was still playing A Boogie. He did not care that I was not feeling the music, or he must have changed it, but it was like some depressing music. It was nothing vibey. His phone was still ringing. It was still face down, and this man was speeding. He was like flying at this point. So the thing is, right, this is a black man with a record in America, in a convertible, a bright convertible. Now you tell me, what are the police gonna think when they pull you over, if they pull you over? I'm thinking, like, I seen them, they kill people for less, they arrest people for less. I'm like, oh nah, this is not it. Like, Fia, this really what you come to America for? This what you come to, this is what I come to America for. Like, I didn't say it, but it's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, imagine I end up on the news, dog. Like, imagine I end up in jail. Like, if he really is a drug dealer, because I don't know this man, for real. Don't get in cars with people you don't know, because you don't know what they have in the car. And if police stop them and find something in the car, everybody going down. So I'm like, I really don't want to get locked up. I don't want to be on the news. I don't want to dead for the reason either. So I was like, oh nah. But God must have been on my side, because when I tell you, the police, they was there with like the stop gun thing. It was like 2-3 of them. We passed them on the highway, and none of them stopped us, which was good because the lights was on and everything. But they must have been waiting on somebody, like somebody special. I'm like, thank God, because I can't butter. So anyway, he dropped me off with a quickness. Like, it took us like 45 minutes to get there. It took us like 10 minutes back. He was like, I'm tired of this girl, get her out of my car. So we get back, we spoke even less on this way, and he did not even drop me off in front of my house. He just dropped me off somewhere on the street, and I'm just like, oh. So I'm like sitting waiting, thinking like he going like try to like make a little like say like, oh, like I enjoyed the night, something. This man is on his phone texting. He's like, oh, okay, good night. I'm like, okay, good night, text me when you reach home. He's like, yeah. You know, basically that's what I got from it. So I get back in the house, and like the Wi-Fi, I can't remember what happened. It was like something happened, and everything just like kind of tripped off. So the Wi-Fi was acting weird. It was like, it was on, but it wasn't like, we didn't have like it tripped off or something like that. So like I couldn't, like I said, I didn't have data on my iPhone, so I couldn't like see if he did text me. He did not text me though, but he called me the next day on the other phone. He must have had both numbers, and he called me and he was like, oh, you called me? I was like, nah. He was like, oh, okay. But I'm thinking to myself, right, everything's cool because you called me the next day. Like, if I didn't like you, I would have just stopped talking. I would never speak to you again. After, I would have blocked you immediately. So when the Wi-Fi came back, I had texted him like, oh, the Wi-Fi is back. I texted him mad times because I was like, oh, if you text me and I don't answer, it's because the Wi-Fi is acting up, it's cut off. No response. I still messaged him when the Wi-Fi cut back on. I was like, oh, the Wi-Fi's back on. No response. I must have texted him after that, like, hey. No response. Months later, I must have texted him again, like, oh, because like he's, like I said again, he spent money on me. I don't want people to ever feel like, oh, she just like used me for my money and dipped. It wasn't much money, but still, that's just me. So I'm like, oh, I texted him like this nice little message, like, I know we haven't spoken much lately, but I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you for taking me to the movies or what, something like that. It was something like appreciative. No response. I get on, to make matters worse, I get on Snapchat. Before, he used to be like the first person viewing my story sometimes. Like, he didn't view my story like all the time, but like, he ain't viewing my story at all now. Like, at that, like, for like the last, like, before, like I told you, the friendship was like blossoming. So like, he started like viewing my story like every day. He used to be like the first person viewing it. Like, not at all. He's not answering my messages. He's not watching my story. And then eventually his story just stopped appearing too. I'm like, did this man just block me? Like, what did I do so wrong? Like, you have to give like people second chances. Like, I ain't never been like on no like first dates before. I just came to America. Like, he probably was not with it. He wasn't trying to build nobody. He wasn't like trying to give you no chance to like get it right on the first chance. Like, my time is important. So I did not get it right on the first chance. So we never spoke again after that. I have not seen him ever again after that. I think I saw him one time with like a woman and a baby, but I don't know, because if I see him right now, I would not even know what he look like. But knowing my look, after I post this, I'm gonna see him everywhere probably. Or but he not gonna recognize me, because I'm a baddie now. Not really, but I look way better. I don't look the same, and I doubt he remember what I look like. It's not like he got me on Snap to like remember what I look like, because I don't remember what he looked like. So it's cool, whatever. Who gonna handle me? Who gonna check me? I said what I said. I ain't lied. So whatever. Story's over. That was my story. Hope you enjoyed. Laugh at my pain, and comment down below what you want me to do next.